Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey, motherfucker.
Waking someone up with the promise of eggs and bacon, but not delivering on said promise. That might actually be worse than cutting off Samir's leg. What? I said might. I love bacon.
You cut off my fucking leg. You saved me here for what?
When Samir first came to in the previous episode, Butcher said,
"You're gonna make us some more of that virus."
Samir already has this information. Why is this question?
God, did he love Made in Manhattan?
Man, that movie sucks.
Thinking that you can on pre-hustlers and shades of blue J-Lo. Spoiler, you can't.
Yeah, you can call me anytime.
Skip.
Our friend Frenchie just turned himself in for a bunch of murders he committed for this Russian mob boss, but Kimiko's upset that he didn't talk to her about it first, so.
Who the f*** are your friends?
Daphne would be the mother of the year at TVSins.
Abortion is murder!
Folks, this way. That's not part of the tour.
To be fair, a subplot like that might have made Made in Manhattan a little more interesting.
Inmate refused visitation.
Then why didn't anyone tell Kimiko? Did the story need her to sit for hours without knowing she'd been refused?
Homelander was seen putting suits together like
an army?
Homelander has 6 superheroes in the 7. 6 people are not an army. You can have a one-man army, or you can have a regular army with hundreds or thousands of soldiers. 6 people's barely a unit. They may be effective at killing, but they aren't an army.
I cannot believe that this is about to come out of my mouth, but we could use Butcher.
Character on season 4 of The Boys says they can't believe this is going to come out of their mouth, but we could use Butcher. Cliché.
Usually Beardy McBritish wants some dirt in exchange.
Knowing Butcher for years and only being able to come up with Beardy McBritish for a nickname. Come on, he's Billy fucking Butcher, not a municipal snowplow the city's letting residents name with an online poll.
Want some Purell or?
Thinking that Purell has the magical powers to make a scenario like this any cleaner. Only on The Boys would I see ice stemming from a statue and immediately think of semen. And I'm honestly not sure how I feel about that right now.
Can't wait to see you inherit the 7 one of these days.
Do you think there will actually be 7 members when that day arrives? That feels like the more important question that needs answering here.
You guys are gonna laugh.
No one is gonna laugh.
Character thinks everyone will laugh at them, is told no one will laugh, and then everyone ends up laughing. Cliché.
Copy.
in Web Weaver's voice, motherfucker.
Copy, dog.
Hughie sounds exactly like Hughie, but just adds dog to the end of what he said, and MM thinks this will work. And it actually does for a lot longer than it should. So Webweaver's costume has a hole for his web hole that the whole world can see. And the boys don't think that his hole would be a dead giveaway that Hughie isn't the asshole with the web hole that boofs heroin up his butthole?
Oh, the 7 are here.
And Homelander doesn't hear Hughie say that because the show still has zero clue how to handle Homelander's ability to hear f***ing everything.
What happened to you? You look like you got ass f***ed by the business end of a hammer.
Kink shaming.
Got the original Beatrice still? Uncle Tom's Captain.
You do not. The story was originally published as a serial in a newspaper. So what you have there, at best, is a first edition of the 1852 publication. Except that you don't even have that because the first edition publication was released in 2 volumes. Also reading.
Tonight, we're really going to push ourselves.
Oh, you'll push yourselves, all right. Right into a nice bit of internet backlash as Eric Kripke brushes aside sexual assault and calls it hilarious.
You know what's funny? I hate sacking.
Is there a punchline coming? Because that's not very funny. I'm not even sure that qualifies as a joke.
You ever meet a black ninja?
I feel like the more important question is, have you ever met any ninjas? Because if you have met a ninja, I need that story ASAP.
I'm going to Missouri tomorrow.
Missouri. I know I should be sinning the fact that we are yet again forced to watch on-screen vomiting, but I think The Boys has broken me, guys. I can't even get upset about vomit anymore. Vomit!
All right, split up.
Did you learn nothing from Fred Jones? Did anything good ever happen in Scooby-Doo when they split up? Come on, MM, never split the party.
Actually, we know if the rape is legitimate, the woman's body has a way to reject that pregnancy.
Forcing me to confront the reality that this was an actual sentence spoken by a real politician.
I stayed up the next 3 nights, discovered a cure, presented my research to those satisfied fat crackers. They patted me on the head, said I was adorable, and laughed at me.
The doctors listened to you talk intelligently about curing a horrible disease and then simply laughed at you? Even if they weren't interested in helping your grandmother, I have my doubts their greed or selfishness wouldn't kick in. They didn't want to sell it to a pharmaceutical company?
It's your favorite. German chocolate. For the texture against the bare cheeks, right?
The Boys is going to ruin German chocolate cake for me, isn't it? Why The Boys? Why would you do that?
We're just getting started.
What are you going to ruin next? Ice cream? Cheese? For the love of God, find something else to ruin besides dairy.
And then one night over boneless fucking buffalo chicken wings.
Choosing to eat boneless chicken wings over bone-in chicken wings.
I'm gonna sit my swollen on your stupid masked face and piss like a skunk. And I just had asparagus.
You might want to check into why exactly that part of your body is swollen first, Ashley. UTIs are not something to let go unattended. I might not be UTIing correctly. Why does no one in the boys universe have any kind of security? It's weird enough Annie and whomever can just wander in and out of Vought like it's a personal playground, and now you're also telling me that billionaire Tech Knight has no cameras or any kind of security measures around his mansion?
I am so sorry.
Undercutting your authentic apology by jabbing someone in the neck with a needle.
Oh, John Henry!
Bringing folk hero John Henry into this mess. Leave that man alone, Ashley.
You tap my undies, they'll shatter like peanut brittle, man.
I would like to think after almost 4 seasons that there would not be a line of dialogue spoken that could still shock me, but here we f***ing are. I'm not sure what foods I'm still going to be comfortable eating by the time this series is wrapped up.
Everybody always has the same holes. Sometimes you just gotta make your own. And then f*** them.
David Cronenberg giving direction on the set of Crash somehow makes it into the episode.
Hughie said orchids, right?
Yep. Good for Hughie that Tech Knight decided to decorate his staircase with multiple pictures of the same f***ing thing so Hughie could give everyone an easy clue to follow. Kimiko is conveniently able to find books with convenient titles she can use to conveniently communicate with convenient A-Train. Also, it's super convenient for Kimiko that Tech has the US printing of Agatha Christie's Easy to Kill instead of the original UK printing titled Murder is Easy. And based on Tech bragging about having the first edition of Uncle Tom's Cabin earlier, I'm not buying into this bullshit convenience.
Get the door.
So, to be clear, when A-Train called MM earlier, he had to run to Toronto so Homelander didn't hear him. But now that they're in the same house, Homelander can't hear a silenced gunshot, Kimiko throwing books on the hard floor, or A-Train talking and using his powers. Either let him have super hearing or not have super hearing. Make up your mind.
What the hell just happened?
Oh, come on, Kimiko. I have faith you could dig up a book titled MM Fainted, and so A-Train had to take him to the hospital.
But now I could really go for a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Choosing a Crunchwrap Supreme over nacho fries.
Save the boogeyman for the idiots watching VNN.
Conflating wealth with intelligence. Rich people are just as susceptible to boogeyman as less rich people.
Anyone who owns a live, laugh, love mug shouldn't have a say in how a country is run.
Disenfranchising every single Midwestern mother.
Bottom line, you support me, and that is what you'll f***ing get.
Newman has not answered any of the questions about how they'll actually handle any government agency that resists Homelander's agenda. But all of these idiots will still be eating out of her hand once she's finished with her speech. The sin, as always, is kids. I mean, billionaires. I mean, billionaire kids.
And $65 million to the Innocence Project.
I'm sure sending a lot of text money to these organizations would get him to talk, but I'm not buying that Hughie can do this so quickly and not have to fill out a bunch of forms before sending the money. You can't buy nail polish off Amazon this quickly.
I raised this entitled piece of shit.
Admitting to this.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, but I just don't think your inmate wants to see you.
Much like I've not needed to see this same sequence of events twice in one episode.
So either Sage was lying to you, or she's as useless as tits on a mouse.
But what if the mouse is female? There's a reason the expression is useless as tits on a bull. Sure, why not? Find any way for a woman to temporarily domesticate Homelander. How many ways can this dude get Samsoned before he learns his lesson? Also, Mukaki.
That's my good little boy.
So that whole episode of Homelander going back to the lab and detaching from his humanity to finally erase all weaknesses was entirely bullshit fun. What a quick way to waste an episode. Why don't Homelander's mirror multiple personalities ever yell at him about his milk addiction?
To make the virus strong enough to kill Homelander would evolve into something unstable.
And for some reason, Samir chose to hold this information until the end of the episode, even though he knew that's exactly what Butcher wanted him to do from the beginning. Did Samir read the script?
The real Joe Kessler? He's dead in the Pangier Valley, motherfucker. You never dragged me out. You left me to die.
Story is scraping the bottom of the creative barrel with this surprise, you've been talking to yourself all along, in addition to the talking to yourself that you knew you were doing. Cliché.
I killed Ezekiel for you.
Yeah, but you pulled a Moon Knight to make it happen. So here's a sim for reminding me about that.
Asparagus, asparagus, put us on your table. Asparagus, asparagus will make you feel more able.
You are trying my patience!
My name is John Johnson, but everyone here calls me Vicky.
Well, that's going to do it for all of us here at Channel 4 News. You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy.
You don't need to smoke. Cigarettes don't control you.
That's not food.
I'm gonna bite your off and cook it. I'm 100% a cannibal.
No! Kelly Clarkson!
What are you doing?
Boobs! Boobs!